Hello and welcome to SampleServe Masterclass Wednesdays. We are live. I have Russell Schindler here and I am Joshua Paul. Russell Schindler is the CEO of SampleServe. I'm the product manager of SampleServe. And today we have a special one for you. During these masterclasses, we like to talk about the industry in general, environmental industry in general. We like to talk about our app, give tips and tricks, get you staying ahead of the curve in technology so you can write your own success story. And if you have any questions or comments, make sure you add it to the comments. And if you know anybody you think this would be helpful to, send this link over to them when this is over. All this stuff stays live afterwards. You can comment, and we always get to it afterwards when it's over as well. So today we're talking about our Sample E&V platform, which is our web-based and app-based platform for environmental professionals. It starts in the project management tool, goes to the field app, over to the lab, and then back into our platform again for easy report generation. So today, Russell, we got a special one. Today's about in-situ integration into our field app.
Yeah, this is actually a project that I've had in my head for probably 10 years. Ever since we started working with in-situ, we actually helped them kind of design and, figure out some of the features on their View Situ app. And then from that point on, I've had a relationship with them and kind of always had in my head that, we're going to have our app, which is going to be way bigger and an entire platform. And then I would want to be able to integrate with them. And it's actually finally happened. 10-year kind of dream kind of finally occurring.
Yeah. So we got a little intro video here we're going to play, and then we'll go into some more greater detail on how it works.
My name is Dave Alper. I'm with H2O Investigations. We're a company out of Skoda, Michigan. Today we're doing a new site that just opened up, and I'm sure glad I have SampleServe and In-Situ here to help me out today.
Meet the future of environmental sampling with In-Situ Aqua Troll meters and the SampleServe Field Data Collection app.
This is a time saver. No longer will I have to stand there and just monitor my tablet and punch in numbers every 3 minutes.
Experience seamless integration that automates the sample collection process, eliminating the need for repetitive data entry.
I can take care of some other business. I can search out older wells that I need to find. With a second set of equipment, I can even get hooked up and be doing 2 wells at once. It's going to be a tremendous time saver for us. More productivity.
SampleServe and In-Situ, seamless integration for easy and accurate digital data collection. Set up your projects and start sampling digitally for free at SampleServe.com.
So that's one of our fans, I'd like to say, Dave Alper. He's a guy. He's about 6 hours away. Or 4 hours away. He likes to come up and help us do some just get some video footage in the field.
Yeah, and he's the kind of guy that'll do early testing and use on some of the pre-production versions of our software. So
right, yeah, he'll come out and do some real world sampling on our new features and everything.
Yeah,
so we really appreciate Dave's help with everything that we're doing. We used to, back when SampleServe used to also be a sampling company as well. We used to do our own kind of trials in the field, but now that we're purely software, Dave definitely helps us out in the field.
Yeah.
So thanks, Dave.
Yep. And then for those that aren't really that familiar with low flow sampling, what this innovation does, it actually pulls data via Bluetooth right off of that in-situ water quality meter. It's a multi-sensor sonde probe that actually reads different water quality parameters, and then we can just enter them automatically right through our application. So that's really the what that thing does and what the feature is. And what it allows you to do is it allows you to just kind of do other things while you're, instead of sitting there and having to enter in the data automatically, or in the old days, even writing it down on paper, you're able to just kind of let the thing take off on its own and record the data at whatever time period that you want. And it really just allows you to kind of open up and maybe go on to the next well and open it up, find it if you haven't found it yet, do a bunch of other things. And even as Dave mentioned, there's a couple of innovations that could occur to really make it so you can do, 2 wells at the same time and record the data and not lose any quality.
Right. So let's go into the field app itself. Let's get a little introduction here, Russell.
Okay. So the field app is connected to our project management tool, where you're going to go in and you're going to set up your project, what you're going to sample, where you're going to sample, what parameters, what lab you're connected to. And then when you have that set up in the project management tool, that scope of work is going to get pushed to the mobile field app. And the mobile field app is designed to then collect all that data. You can create custom forms if you want to, do a well condition inspection to make sure the wells aren't a trip and fall hazard at a gas station. You can add those forms to the device and collect all that information, photographs, GPS, and even print the labels in the field right at the time of sampling.
Let's show a little video of it here.
Oh, you got a video? Okay, great.
Yeah. So explain what he's doing right here.
So he's entering groundwater elevation data right there. We recommend using a stylus. When you're sampling, you should always have gloves on. And gloves don't work real well on a touch screen. But these labels that you can see here, they print right from that Bluetooth thermal label printer. The labels are unique in that they've got 3 parts to them. It's got the main part that you've signed your name on the device. It's going to print the main part out with your signature. But there are 2 separate QR codes. And one of those is actually going to go on the lid of the sample container. And then the other can actually be left at the sample location. In this example here, we're doing asbestos. And so you can leave the QR code at the place you collected the asbestos sample or any sample. And then you're able to then scan that QR code later and actually pull up the lab results. And then the field data is shipped right from the device as either a PDF or a CSV file right from the mobile app. And you can share that with anybody you want to share that with automatically via the email. Obviously, you're going to need internet connectivity. And the app is available both as an Android app and an Apple app as well. So,
and how much does it cost to use the app?
Well, we've got a special price of free. So
free?
Special
price.
There's no charge. And this is not a free trial. It is free forever. And a lot of people ask how we make money. Well, we actually charge for the graphical reports that are generated off of this data. You don't have to purchase our graphical reports, but most people do.
Right. Yeah. And everything we're showing today is free of charge. So you can go in and create an account, start using this at no charge.
Yep.
So connecting your Aqua Troll to the field app is pretty easy. You would connect your meter to your Bluetooth tablet like you normally would if you're using the In-Situ app. Yeah,
it's just the same as connecting as any other Bluetooth device. If you got an earpiece, remote speakers, anything, the same type of connectivity with the In-Situ water quality meter. And then if you've got multiple meters that maybe you use in your office, those will all be listed there. And once you connect it to the device, then you're going to select it here on our screen within the app, and it'll then pull data at the frequency that you've determined to pull data from.
So this is the button that shows up on our newly released version. This is the meter button up here, the meter connection button. So when you click this select meter option will pop up, and whichever meters you have Bluetooth connected to will show up here. You just check the box and hit accept, and now your meter is connected. And once you begin the sample collection process, this is low flow sampling right here. It's going to give you automatically built-in forms. You can also add your own custom forms into this selection here. It'll show up as one of these options up here through your data collection process. So when you're doing low flow sampling, it's going to give you this built-in elevation form. You're going to type in, the depth of product and or depth of water, depth of bottom. And these are going to help you calculate your interval time. Once you have that figured out, it's going to automatically calculate that. This is the low flow sampling data collection screen right here. This will start automatically filling out from your meter. It'll just connect automatically and start filling out your pH or RP conductivity, dissolved oxygen, everything that you're going to need automatically. You're not going to need to input any of this data here. And as the countdown timer here, you see on the bottom left here, when this countdown timer gets to 0, it'll start a new column of data and it'll automatically fill out as well. So you're kind of just letting it do its thing as it's collecting data and as it's stabilizing. And you can see here, as the boxes fill in green, that's one round of stabilizing. And when it gets emboldened here, that means that parameter is now stabilized.
Yeah, we use the US EPA methodology and their calculations for determining stability. So it's, if you're using this, you're going to be accordance to the US EPA method.
Yep.
Right now, it's not quite customizable. If you don't use a particular parameter like turbidity, it'll just leave it blank.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll show up as just, null. But every other parameter that you're collecting will automatically calculate stability. And again, when it's when all parameters have reached stability, according to the EPA protocol, that little field there turns green and the collect sample button becomes active. It is actually inactive when you're not stable. If for some reason you need to bypass this stability, there is a little box there that you can bypass it and then go ahead and collect the sample. Sometimes you've got a parameter that just won't stabilize.
Right.
And you're going to go ahead and collect the sample anyway. You're able to do that by hitting that bypass button.
Yeah. Now,
and then you can also enter in your depth. If you go back to that, Josh,
yeah,
you can also go back and enter in your depth of water there. You
Yep.
see it's the second column over there. And then also if you need to adjust your flow rates, you can enter that as well. Usually flow rate is pretty standard throughout the whole thing, but sometimes you do adjust based on your drawdown. So
right. Now, you were mentioning before about getting that depth of water automated as well with a
yeah. So if there are any manufacturers out there that are interested, there's a product that I've envisioned that I think would be great. And it's a water level tape, with all the measurements on it for doing a typical groundwater elevation measurement, but having an integrated pressure transducer with a Bluetooth connectivity, up on the reel, so that you would lower the tape down, collect your groundwater elevation, and then drop the pressure transducer down a little bit, and then kind of hit the reset. So now you've got your groundwater elevation, and it will then calculate your drawdown based on the pressure transducer readings and kind of record your depth of water automatically via the Bluetooth.
Yeah, you'd never have to, reset it and recheck it each time. It would just automatically input. As the water goes down, the pressure would obviously lighten up and it would know automatically.
Yeah. So
that'd be great.
So then you literally could get this thing set up, hit the start button, be recording both drawdown and your field parameters, and go off and take another set of equipment and start on a second while this one's recording data. So you might want to check on it periodically, make sure that your flow rate and everything is the same. But that's really kind of my ultimate dream for low flow sampling, is to be able to just set something up, hit the start button, and then go on to the next one, hit the start button on that. Maybe even get a third one going. And then by the time you
get in the assembly line of low flow sampling.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, you go back, fill up the bottles, the sample containers, but you've recorded all the data that you need to collect, and, you're able to kind of maximize your productivity out in the field.
Right.
And if you're getting paid per location, if you're getting paid time and materials, not a great idea, right? Because you're going to shorten the amount of time substantially. But if you're getting paid per sample collected, you're going to make a lot more money.
Right. Because you're getting it all done really fast. The thing that I like, though, is that these parameters get filled in automatically from the meter. So that means your accuracy is going to be pretty on point. I mean, there's not going to be no typos. There's not going to be no misconstrued data from getting it from one area to another, because this data is going to be automatically uploaded back onto the platform, where it's going to be, it's immutable data afterwards, where you can't change this stuff, So there's no typos, getting back in the office and retyping data,
Yeah. So that's really the ultimate goal, is make sure that it's accurate, right? It does no good to increase your speed if your accuracy goes down. So in this case, you can increase your speed and increase the accuracy.
Exactly. And that's why people like this platform. Our current users are reporting back, a typical project from planning in the field, through the lab, and then back in with report generation when your lab data gets back uploaded, is saving them about 40 to 60% per project.
Yeah, because, and you know, we've had field people report back. I always ask them, you know, how much time do you think this saves you? And it gets reported back between 20 and 40% of the time that it saves them in the field, because they're not filling out labels, they're not filling out chains of custody, and they're not walking around looking for sample locations. This app will walk you right to it within a foot or two using the GPS.
Right. Yeah. And the biggest time saver we like to say is report generation, because you know, it's really just point and click. You're not waiting on any bottlenecks of specialized software, specialized users. Anybody can. If I always say, if I can make an isochemical contour map, anybody can. Okay.
Yeah. Another big savings is if you're currently doing it on paper, you no longer have to go back to the office and type that data.
Retype it back in. Yeah. That's why field techs really like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you're not already a current user and you're interested in checking out how it works, we do have a virtual demo on our website, SampleServe.com. You'll see it in the top right. Take our virtual demo. It'll take you about 20-25 minutes to get through from A to B, or from A to Z all the way to the end. It'll show you the entire platform, how it works, and it's free to get started as well. You can start a free account, you can get your project set up, and not very long. And you can be out in the field sampling. If you have a tablet, you can download the app and start sampling digitally by the next day, really.
Yeah, and it's broken up into little sections, so you don't have to watch the whole thing at one time.
Right. Yeah, there's just individual videos covering project setup, the field app, chain of custody, stuff like that. So give it a try. We highly suggest you know, I know a lot of people are too busy to, you know, check out the next thing, but really you might be too busy because of your workflow already. So
yeah,
we're just trying to save money and save time. So I think that's all we got for today, Russell. I think we're going to end right on time.
Okay.
And got anything to add?
Nope. I would just encourage everyone to give it a shot. You know, you can just go to the Play Store and download the app and, you know, get yourself an in-situ meter and get out there and give it a try.
Heck yeah. All right. We'll see you next week. Thanks, guys.
Happy sampling.